The Fire Cape is a big deal in the old school RuneScape community. It's a major rite of passage to obtain because you have to overcome the fight caves and the big boss himself, Jad. A 63-wave fight that ends with one of the hardest bosses to transition you from early game noob to mid-game hero. It requires a lot of prep work because you use a ton of resources to stay alive. If you die, you gotta start again from the beginning, no checkpoints. And I'm a huge noob right now. In standard old school RuneScape, I am probably years away from attempting fight caves. I haven't done a single boss, but now I had a major opportunity in the palm of my hands. I learned enough to begin my very first leagues in OSRS, a supercharged game mode that lets you progress at 100 times the rate to discover this great world of Gielinor with greater strength than what's possible in the normal game. Now I have a taste for glory, so even though I have no idea what I'm doing, I beelined to the hardest boss I could reach in the entire game. You guessed it, the fight caves. I beelined so fast that even though this is a supercharged game mode, like I said, I was not going to be able to cheese this boss. I could die very easily still and definitely could not goof around if I wanted to kill this. And you guys, hold up real quick. I'm watching this back and what the hell am I even doing? I walked into such a hard boss and I forgot to fill out my prayer resource I need so badly for this fight. I did not remember having this problem. I don't remember doing this. I genuinely learned so much so quickly. I am a little scared. The initial waves are fairly simple. Once an enemy type appears, it'll stick around for the long run until the grand finale. Starting with the bats, we're playing tag and the bats are it. If they touch me, they'll drain my prayer, which we really need. Especially seeing that I was a doofus walking into this. I was very nervous. We're gonna go with that. Then there are what I call jellies. They run at you. They split into a couple little jellies when you kill it once. They're the least worrying thing in here, I would say. Luckily, I chose to be a water wizard, which water is super strong in this particular cave. You can probably tell because everything is fiery and red. I make short work of these little creatures, which brings me to that there is a purpose to the shape of this room. And because I'm making short work of them, I largely ignore the purpose of the shape of the room just to start. But it's very important soon, and it's gonna save my life over and over and over again. This rock face, called Little Italy here, is important to hang around. One of the biggest player skills tested in this scary 63-wave gauntlet is the ability to safe spot. As a new player, safe spotting is technically explained in the game as a way to catch a monster on a wall, but where you can still hit them. So they can't hit you, but you can crush them. It comes across as a cheesy thing at first, to be honest. I had no idea beforehand that it's truly a legitimate game mechanic though. And it's actually really fun to play around. On the flip side, I had no idea how legit it was beforehand. It becomes very frantic and crazy later on for me in this particular fight.
There's no way. What are you supposed to do? I didn't read this part. Oh my god, it is. It's doing a lot of damage. Hold on, wait.
The purpose of Little Italy comes in with these bigger boys. And now I must use my prayer, the prayer that drains the prayer points. Prayer points that I did not fill going into an hour-and-a-half long fight. Toxzil shows up for me on wave 7 and is my first ranged prayer in old school RuneScape, so I immune his attacks. These aren't meant to be difficult waves, just waves to show you what to expect so far. The tricky part comes with having to use all 3 immunity prayers eventually. Subsequent waves are adding more monsters, and then there's going to be more than I can handle. And on top of that, I can only immune one type of attack at a time. So what am I going to do when there's a magic ranged and melee enemy all wanting to smack me in the face? That is why I started to practice the ancient art of safe spotting while it's not too crazy. On wave 13, I catch a jelly guy on the side and also just practice how to get an enemy closer to you. It's actually quite tricky to start. Because I'm throwing magic from a distance and RuneScape is tile-based, I have to be pretty aware on how far I'm standing. In this case, if I don't pull the Toxzil further down, attempting to attack it would make my character stand above the Little Italy threshold. And then Jelly over here wouldn't be safe spot anymore. Now you can imagine that this would be a much worse scenario with much stronger guys, not just this jelly. So good thing I practiced too, because now we have Dark Kermit the Frogs. They are the big scary melee type attacker for the waves. Really are gonna smack me hard if I walk by one without immuning to melee. But They're the easiest and best to safe spot since they only do melee attacks. That's something that I was really excited by with the fight. Like, I love priority mechanics and having to think about the order of the mobs and things like that. I realized by wave 16, my other weaknesses, I'm just not very flexible with where to go, which is kind of scary. Being such a noob, I'm absolutely going to get out of position, so it's more important in my circumstance to learn safe spotting in general. Sticking around Little Italy is kind of a crutch in that sense, just because I'm not actually learning how to spot what a safe spot area looks like. So I started experimenting pretty early on here. I don't actually believe I have amazing odds to beat this on my first try. It got really fun for me to try things in as safe of a way as I could and really feel like I was learning this game finally, because I had spent over 100 hours and still felt very confused before leaks. I felt really proud to find a couple spots that worked outside of Little Italy. I was proud of several maneuvers, actually. I was bouncing in my chair excited when I figured out these little spots that keep my character safe. Learning more precise and careful clicks so I don't run all over like a terrified little ant. The other half I had to learn on my own in this pressure cooker. Pretty much wave 28 tells you everything you need to know. It took me so long to realize where I stand before the next wave starts matters so much. Here's what I did wrong. Yes, I'm standing near Italy like pretty much any guide will tell you. Darkside Kermit walks up to me freely because I'm not standing in the corner pocket. It's a huge mistake. Not a single enemy spawn is safe spotted here. I have to eat a chunk of damage to save myself through just one wave, but there's no way I live this in a later wave. That's because there are magic demon puppies. Very cute. These hit like a truck.
Can I pet that dog?
No,
Can I pet that dog?
You can imagine the type of issues I run into with these bad boys in the mix, and I haven't learned my lesson yet. Things start to get pretty bad, to say the least. I'm holding my prayers up inefficiently and steadily losing those prayer points that I desperately need. I get distracted by that problem first, so I attempt to prayer flick. There's a lot of problems all at once. Who could have guessed that, you know? Prayer flicking is an advanced technique. The idea is you turn on and off the prayer to the beat of the game's internal metronome, what everyone calls ticks. I understood it well enough. There's enough time basically for the game to register that you're immune to magic, for example, save yourself from the damage hit, and turn it off before it takes your resource away. It might show that I'm immune and the ball of fire is still in the air, but technically I'm too late and the prayer flick failed. I'd have to figure out exactly what point in this little demon puppy's animation to turn my prayer on and turn it back off. Can I remind you that I have never done any difficult content in old school RuneScape before playing Leagues? This is actually my first week on the job here. I get easily rattled. I actually started wave 48 correctly and completely borked it up from lack of confidence and experience. I took some advice as I should never be letting Kermit hit me when actually I would have been fine sitting in this corner with a melee prayer. Way overcorrect, I zoom around and don't consider the huge range demon puppies have. Now, you probably believe me that they hit like a truck. I almost got one shot from one misstep. I am shaking now. I'm not sure at this point which problem I have is the most important to solve. I know I can't solve them all at once, and I need to find my footing here. 3 things. I might not have enough prayer potions to last me through the fight, in which case I need to conserve prayer better. For too many of the waves, all the enemies run at me, and I'm running around like a chicken to get them safe spotted. And lastly, what am I meant to do when I can't separate 2 big enemies that I'm meant to use different prayers for? In the middle of immense stress, I picked number 2. Let's hope it was the right call, shall we? It took me over 10 extremely scary waves to finally witness the bigger picture. Like I said earlier, the precise, careful clicks matter so much. Wave 56, it starts coming together. I zoom my camera out, I see the whole map, I take my time to be in the corner pocket and make deliberate, unrushed movements to take out all the scariest monsters one by one. I'm basically in the home stretch now too. Vote now. Does LilBernstein make it to the end of her first ever fight caves? Side note, the way enemies stack is very cool to me. I was so hyped to accidentally get Demon Puppy to sequence up with the Darkside Kermit. It feels like an art. Very sophisticated. How to do this more intentionally though is way beyond me at this point. I figured out the corner pocket just in the nick of time, and the rest of the waves sailed pretty smooth. It's at this point I want to mention how Leagues essentially gave me some floaties to learn this fight. Realistically, I didn't bring enough stuff in my bags to deal with the drain on all my resources. I ended up with very little health food by the end. I had 2 advantages at the time I did this fight because Leagues has a PoE-like build system to enhance certain combat styles. My water spells, 1, restored a small amount of prayer, and 2, restored a small amount of health and even allowed my health bar to go slightly above my actual max. It basically covered for some of my knowledge gaps when it came to resource management. I'd need way more stuff than what I brought if I were to do this in the normal OSRS game mode. It's a good lesson learned for sure, especially as we come into the big cherry on top of the entire fight caves. When I enter wave 62, 1 demon puppy is marked orange this time. It's really cool. It's actually telegraphing for me where our big boss Jad is about to spawn when I finish the wave. As I hit that orange puppy last, I study open my flashcards at this point. Jad tests your multitasking skills big time. The short of it, never go near him. He smacks. When he goes, protect magic. When he does the wave, protect ranged. These things go very fast. When Jad hits 50%, he spawns little healers. I'll have to tag the healers because I'm not strong enough to do more than they heal, but it's risky. This is where you can accidentally run under him if you're not careful where you click. Also, he continues to do his animations that you have to press a prayer for. There's almost no room for error. Here we go. When he waves, it's range. When he goes blah, magic. Okay. I think it's gonna happen. Swap. There he is. That was the wave. Okay. That's the magic. Road magic. Okay. Oh. I think we just have to swap. Let's do magic again. Range. That was range. Almost messed that up. Ranged. They're just spamming it. Magic. I'm nervous about these healers. Range. I wonder when I should swap or get more prayer. Okay, so those are the healers. Magic. Oh no. Die. Range. I hate it. I hate these healer things. Magic. Shouldn't there be another one? Where's the other one? It's 4. Why isn't it dying? Okay. Where are the other ones? Oh, does it matter if he's over there? I messed that up. Oh. Just keep hitting, just keep hitting. It'll be okay. Magic. Magic. Each. Be scared. Okay. Magic.
magic. Ranged. Oh, that's range. Oh.
Oh, did I do it? Did I do it? Did I do it? Oh, that was really close. I almost died. Holy shit. Holy shit. Did I get it? I can't believe I did it. My heart is beating.
Oh my god, I honestly thought I was gonna die at the end.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
It was kind of scary. Oh shit. That's crazy. I cannot overstate enough how thrilled I was coming out of this fight. It pieced so many things together in my head about old school RuneScape. I am so excited to do more. And right after this moment, all I can think about is how I wanted to do more bosses. I wanted to learn all the bosses. I wanted to do every boss I could in leagues. And that's exactly what you're going to see more of. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I did. I really enjoyed putting this together for you guys. Please like and subscribe if you want to keep watching and seeing more of these things. It helps me so much to continue on. I have a few more leagues bosses planned and just concluding with leagues, and I'm going to get right back into the main game now that I just understand things so much better in old school RuneScape. I hope to see you guys along with the journey.